Alright, let's give this another shot. Alright, I don't feel too good. So, I'm a little irritated that the first video didn't work. Alright. I'm a little irritated that the first video didn't work. So now I have to turn up my microphone and speak a lot louder. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather like I've been saying, so I don't mean to come off as like upset or mad when I'm explaining this, but this is the second time I did this today, and it's irritating once you make a video and then it doesn't, it doesn't come out right and you can't fix it post recording and you have to go back and record the same thing over again. It's quite annoying. So I want there to be music in the background, but what I did is I went to YouTube and played a couple of songs to have in the background because I don't feel too well to sit here and record and edit. And editing takes a little bit of time, and then you have to render the edit, which pretty much means you have to composite it and convert it all and mix it, pretty much blend it all together to create what you guys see on YouTube. And it takes time. So to have that not work is fairly irritating, and it's happened a lot of times, and this isn't my first time it's happened to. So with that, what is going on, my Pokemon Masters? Mr.Typhlosion back again, and I'm yelling now to make sure that this thing hears me over the godforsaken music that is playing right now. So today, we're going to be going over the PowerSaves, and I'll briefly explain each and individual one of these. That way, later, we don't have to, have any questions on what is what, that you guys can come to this video and be like, oh, that is that. This is why this is. So without further ado, let's get into it. So miscellaneous codes is just random codes. Doesn't pertain to really anything important. They're just random misc codes. So cash is obviously, it's obvious. You're gonna get that amount of money. Pokemiles. Pokemiles is like an end-game kind of gift reward for meeting people and going all over the place or whatever. So you get all that. So battle points, I'm sure battle points are for the battle mansion or mason or whatever it's called now. I'm not too sure. I don't do it, but I'm sure that's for that. All O powers is self-explanatory. All O powers, full O powers. I don't really know what that means. Full O powers. I'm not too sure what that means. All TMs and HMs. All TMs and HMs self-explanatory, but do not use that until you completed the story mode because it can break the game. All super secret base goods, which means all the plushies, all the tables, all the chairs, everything. Eon tickets, Latios. Max volcanic ash. I think you can use the volcanic ash to get the volcano cookies or whatever. So that's what that is. Max Pokeblocks. I didn't know Pokeblocks existed in the game, but there you go. If you're a contest battler, boom, max Pokeblocks. Complete Pokedex, self-explanatory. All special wallpapers, that's for your Pokebox or your PC. Get all the wallpapers. All PC boxes, I think there's like 30 something PC boxes, you'll have them all. All badges, if you already beaten the game, you don't really need to do that. Cash equals SID. I'm gonna skip this complete Pokédex now because that's obvious. That's like obvious right there. This is your trainer's ID, the SID. That is your trainer ID. So whatever your trainer ID is, you can look at your trainer card. That'll show it. Boom. That's the amount of cash you'll have. So item tool codes. This is self-explanatory as well. Whatever item is in slot 1 through 10 will be 999. Same with this is a slot 1 modifier. So you can modify whatever item is in slot 1 with these, and it'll be 999. Or you can get a bunch of tools, which is just a bunch of random tools and miscellaneous items. You can do recover item codes, which is pretty much the same as the other one, 1 through 10, and it'll be full with like, whatever's in those slots. It will be 999. And then you can get in slot 1 rare candies or sacred ash. And then you can do again a bunch of medicine items, so it'll probably just give you a bunch of crap. Berry codes, max item codes. You can get all the berries from slots 1 through 5, or you can have all berries, 999. Boom. Wonder cards, this is the thing I look at. Now X and Y, I don't look at that because X and Y is over, but if you want to do X and Y wonder cards, and you can go for it, it stops around here, which is like probably late 2014, early 2015. That's when the last thing came out for X and Y. Fake wonder cards are what they say, it is fake. If you use these, you run the risk of not being able to use them online competitively if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to battle your friends online, then you probably won't be able to use that. Now, these are the ORIS codes, which includes the legit Hoopa, as we already know. So you can go all the way down here to the last event posted, which is the Desecrates Xerneas. I like Cynthia's guard shot, but that's a whole nother story. So Pokebox 1 Slot 1 3DS region modifier. This modifies the region of the Pokemon in Box 1 Slot 1. So you can make it from Europe, you can make it from the US or Japan. Egg Wonder Cards. I explained this in another video. I have a completely different video for the Egg Wonder Cards. I will link it down in the description so you can check that out. It's probably one of my top rated videos, so there you go. I don't really have to explain the Egg Wonder Cards. It's cool. It's really helpful. It's really useful, but I don't have to explain it because I explained that. I covered the entire thing. I dedicated one video to that. I think it's like a lengthy video, so I'll link it down in the description. Shiny Pokemon codes. So pretty much it makes any Pokemon shiny. I wouldn't even pay attention to this crap, shiny modifier or player ID. I don't know. I really don't know myself what that is, because all you really need to do is Pokemon in box 1. Wait. Yeah, okay. Certain second Pokemon in box 1. So every Pokemon from box slot 1 through 5 will be shiny. So all you have to do is click that and then hit apply. So it's that easy. You don't have to fiddle around with renaming and all this crap to make it identical to your trainer ID and make it legit. I don't care, you know. If it's a shiny Pokemon, it's a shiny Pokemon. Who cares where you got it from? Let me make sure the music's still going. I don't want to just be kind of talking with silence in the background. Alright, so alternate forms. You can change any Pokemon in box 1 slot 1. That respected Pokemon, I shouldn't say any. You can change a Pikachu that has to be in box 1 slot 1. You can give it all of its alternate forms. Form 5, I don't know what the crap that is, but there you go. You can do that, and in your box they will be in that form no matter what. So there you go. And it goes all the way down here. There's a lot. I assume it's their megas. Yeah, you can do megas too, so you can have a Mega Charizard sitting in your box. Pokerus will change Pokemon in box 1 slot 1 to have the Pokerus. Sex modifier, male, female, neutral, or you could just do all these box ones here, and it'll change all Pokemon in box 1 to males, but you have to have all the Pokemon in the slots first. Experience modifier, don't use this until you know exactly the experience that the Pokemon's supposed to have. Where you would need this, I'm not too sure. Because when you have, like, whenever you gen a Pokemon, it should be level 100 or whatever level you want it. So you won't ever have to worry about this. Cloning codes, self-explanatory. Whatever Pokemon is in box 1 slot 1 to, alright, so you can read it. I mean, clone Pokemon from box 1 slot 1 to Pokemon box 1 slot 2. Clone Pokemon box 1 slot 1 to Pokemon box 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Box 1 slot 1 to 2 through 12. And then you can clone all Pokemon in box 1 to box 2. So this is what I do. I use that one, and then I go back in the game, adjust them, move them down past 12. That way I can just clone again to slot 12, and then I clone all of them in the box after I do that 2 times. So I do this 2 times, and then I go back the 3rd time and then do this. So that's how I make a bunch of Pokemon. Language modifier, this changes the language in game. This doesn't change your Pokemon's, you know, where you got it from. This just changes your actual game text. Pokeballs, whatever Pokemon is in box 1 slot 1, it'll change the Pokeball that you caught it on. I'm sorry, I'm sniffling, but my nose is gonna be leaking all over the place if I don't. I'm really sorry. The first video I recorded, it was a lot more clear. I didn't have all these sniffles and all this coughs or whatever, but it was really too low. The music was overpowering. So now I have to speak louder over the music, probably breaking your guys' freaking speakers on your computer. But I have to do this. I want to get this out to you guys, and I want it to be clear, crisp, and correct. I don't want it to be freaking messed up by any means. Sorry, I got my son in the background because my wife wanted to bring my son in here. So, nature codes, box 1, slot 1. Hardy nature goes all the way down. You got all the natures, so you can change whatever Pokemon's in box 1, slot 1. Boom. IV codes. This is if you're trying to make a perfectly IV Pokemon. Here you can alter it individually, but if you just want a perfect IV Pokemon, all you have to do is just go down to this last tab and go max IV all Pokemon in box 1. So boom. That's new. That's actually new, because it used to be just Actually, no. Yeah, that is new, because it used to be this. It just used to be these, and you would have to do that, and then you have to adjust the Pokemon. But now you can do every Pokemon in box 1 to have all IVs, so that's pretty rad. EVs, this part's a little bit complicated because you have to do the 999 tool thing that I explained before in another video of mine. But pretty much you have to understand the set number of tool items, and then you have to get those items down to these stats here, 252 and then 2 and then all that. But it's just much easier to do this. It's just much easier to just do this. And what you need to do is you need to go on either Bulbapedia or Cerebi, and they'll have actually no, I use Pokemon Showdown. Actually, I'm sorry, I use Pokemon Showdown, and it has the recommended builds and the IV spreads, or I'm sorry, the EV spreads for those Pokemon, and that's how you do these correctly. Because if you mess these up, that Pokemon will be registered as hacked and faked, and you won't be able to use that online. So quick egg hatch codes, obviously this is gonna hatch eggs really quickly, all the way down to team slot 6, so that's cool. Affection codes, obviously it's gonna affect the friendship and the affection of a Pokemon towards you, maybe for evolution of some sorts. Pokepuff codes, I didn't know Pokepuffs existed, but you can get all the Pokepuffs. Super training bag, you can get all the super training bags, it's pretty self-explanatory. Secret base flags, you can get all the secret base flags. Pokebox codes, I covered this as well with the Wonder Card, I believe, so I'll link both. I'll link that video in the description, but pretty much in a nutshell is this gets you every Pokemon in the game in the form of an egg. And I haven't checked it out recently, but when I did it, every Pokemon that hatched was a timid nature, and I recently found out that they all have perfect IVs. So all you would have to really do is just change their nature. If they didn't fix the whole timid nature thing, you would just change their nature to whatever respective nature you want them to be, and then you would just go back and edit their moves if that's what you want to do. So you can get Hoopa and Darkrai and all that kind of stuff. Game time codes, you can break your game, put it back to 0, or you can change it to this. Move modifier codes, this modifies a move. I think I went over that too in the video. I will link in the description, but pretty much in a nutshell, this is whatever tool item, whatever number you have in there, in slot 2, 3, 4, and 5, that you need to know the number of whatever move you want. And when you have that move, when you have the move number, which you have to go to Bulbapedia to do, you can see, you can pretty much get that move on that Pokemon that you want, you know? And you have to make sure that it's the right move that you want, you know? You can't, I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Like, if you want to make a couple of, you know, crazy hacked Pokemon, then, I mean, you can do whatever you want, you know? You can put freaking Draco Meteor on a Magikarp. I mean, the possibilities are endless. But if you want to make legit Pokemon, just make sure the Pokemon can actually learn that move, that it wasn't in a previous game. And you can do all that through Bulbapedia, you can do all that through Cerebi, you can do all that through Showdown as well. There's tools out there that you guys can use. Smogon has their own tools as well that you can use on there. So egg move modifiers, obviously, that modifies the egg moves, because these are regular moves. Or I'm sorry, these are regular moves, and those are the egg moves. I skipped over the ability modifier, but that's pretty much the same too. Amount of tool item in slot 6, so whatever number is in slot 6, you need to make sure it matches up to the ability number. And you can check the ability numbers through Bulbapedia as well. I'll be linking Bulbapedia down in the description so you guys can check that out for yourselves and see what I'm talking about when I say numbers and all that good stuff. So, egg move modifier, oh lord, commercials, right? Got the commercials, and I think the whole thing is over, so I'm gonna wrap this up really soon, because now it just sounds kind of creepy with my just disembodied voice all over the place. Let me get rid of this. Alright, so ribbon codes, this obviously adds ribbons to your Pokemon. You can actually remove all the ribbons from your Pokemon. You can do whatever you want, really, but ribbons kind of add a special effect depending on the ribbon to a Pokemon whenever it's chosen, which is cool sometimes, because you're like, oh, that's nice. Alright, and then Battle Mason codes, you can secure every victory, every win, up to the highest in the Battle Mason. For whatever reasons. Maybe for trophy reasons. Maybe that's something you wanted to do. Maybe you're just tired of doing that the hard and long way. So you just wanted to do it easy, just have that there, just to have it there to see what happens. So Those are that's pretty much PowerSaves up to date in a nutshell. I'm sorry again if it's kind of fast, but I didn't want to mumble. I didn't want to sound too sick, even though I'm sniffling all over the place. I'm sorry. It's not really going to be edited too much. So I am feeling a bit under the weather, like I said in the beginning. So I'm trying to still do this YouTube thing. I don't want to slow down, because when I slow down, it's just gonna go back to how it was, and I'm just gonna kind of get bored with doing it. So we're gonna keep up the pace, try to keep up the videos, and I hope you guys are enjoying that. So like, subscribe, become a new Pokemon master today by doing so. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. So to all my Pokemon masters out there, have a good day, and don't get sick. It sucks.